aviators? This is your captain speaking. Today, we will be going over Ace Combat 7. I feel like this is only fitting, given Top Gun Maverick and the numerous amounts of success that it's having. So let's get into it. Ace Combat 7. You can buy this game for $5, all the way up to $25. There's different DLCs you can buy that don't affect your gameplay at all. And yeah, let's get into it. Once again, guys, this is Philip with Thrifty PS Gamer Reviews. And like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to enable notifications, and let's get in. So Ace Combat 7 was released on January 18th of 2019. It was published by Bandai Namco and developed by their one of their studios called Project Aces. Project Aces is the studio that handles all of Ace Combat. And yeah, was met with really good reception. 7.5 to 9.2 are the ratings that I found for it. And guys, I don't think they're too wrong. So, you can buy this game for $5 sometimes, $20 other times. And it's sometimes they'll do a deluxe edition where it includes like half of the DLCs and all this other stuff. It's a really, really cheap game now. Which I don't know why, because the game is great. So let's dive into graphics. The planes are beautifully rendered. They got the license to use a lot of these jets and aircrafts and model aircrafts in this game from the actual makers of those aircrafts, which is super awesome. They ended up doing a lot of stuff on upgrading the terrain and how it looks and how explosions look from Ace Combat 6, and so they did quite a bit of stuff here to make the game look a whole lot better. Now, it's always been known for having really good aircraft models. I remember playing my first Ace Combat game, which was Ace Combat 4, Shattered Skies, and I couldn't believe the level of detail that it had on the planes on a PS2 game. So, Project Aces has kept up that tradition since Shattered Skies, and it is wonderfully done. Are there some things on the terrain that can be improved? Absolutely, but when you're flying Mach 5, you don't really... I don't hold them to a super high standard with background stuff, especially on the PS4, which is where this game was released originally. Awesome news, playing on PS5, I have not experienced any frame drops or anything like that. So, it's a locked 60, runs great, feels great, and everything looks really, really well done. And some of the structures they put in this thing are just awesome. The cutscenes are rendered very well, and everything looks good and well done. So let's hop over to gameplay. Gameplay, this thing almost plays like an RPG in the skies. And why do I say that? Well, instead of a skill tree, you have an aircraft tree where you can purchase different aircraft, higher or better ability aircraft, things like that. And then the aircraft tree is where you do all that. So you earn money on these missions, and you end up using that money to purchase aircrafts and upgrades and stuff like that. And then when you go to your loadout, it will actually allow you to select a lot of those upgrades. I think up to 7, I believe. It'll let you select and put on your aircraft, which can turn a air-to-air aircraft into an air-to-ground aircraft really quickly. I really enjoy that aspect because now that I'm in the later levels again, I'm having to really consider and think, okay, what do I want to boost? And so it's really good in that aspect. The planes handle extremely well, buttery smooth. The missions are all set up in a very unique way. Now, granted, they use different weather effects in the gameplay. So, there's a mission where you have to fly through a sandstorm. There's another one where you have to stay underneath the clouds because you're using the cloud cover to confuse radar of the enemy. And then you have others where it has you flying into a thunderstorm, and you have to navigate around lightning, and that presents a challenge when it hits your plane, and all these other things. And so, really well done. They have a couple of your Star Wars, destroy the Death Star runs on them, and those are all really fun, and they never get boring. Last night I was playing this game, and the mission was supposed to last 15 minutes. It took me an hour to beat the dang thing, and I didn't want to get off until I beat it. I never once got tired of it, never once felt like the game was cheating me. I just felt like I wasn't doing what I was supposed to, and I made a mistake. I ran into a tower, I ran into the water, I didn't turn quick enough, and I hit the side of a building. Like, those are all my mistakes. And so the game never feels like it's going against you. It feels like you are literally up in the air, and it is going to go however good you fly. Which is awesome. I like that whole power to the player. Like, you're not going to get shot down a lot as long as you know how to move and get the heck out of the way. You will take some damage. And I mentioned the weather effects. You'll have to deal with those. The weather effects in this are super, super fun. They're a super interesting part of gameplay, because not only do you have weather effects that come into play, but those weather effects actually can move your aircraft. So if you're in a sandstorm and a gust of wind comes through the sandstorm, you'll notice your aircraft try to pull, and it gets super hard to control. So that's the gameplay. Wonderful gameplay. Now let's talk about the sound. This is dang near perfection. The roar of the jets, the sound of the guns, the way that the interiors of the cockpit views on the jets all sound a little different. They did absolutely phenomenal. Sound quality on this is insane. The background noise, the music they've chosen for it. This was not some cheap production that they just said, oh, hey, let's put the roar of a jet in there. No. It sounds like they literally recorded each jet individually and put it in there. The music, it sounds like an orchestra score. Like, they did very, very well. I have zero complaints. And so you know how these videos go. I tell you, should you buy it? Should you waste your time on it? I give you just a few little quick highlights of most of these games, and I tell you how much, where you can buy it, and things like that. This game, like I said, local game stores, GameStop, GameFly, $5 to $10. PlayStation Network sometimes throws the collector's pack on sale where it's like $13 and you get X amount of skins and stuff like that. And like I said in the intro, none of them affect your gameplay. It's super fantastic. So guys, I'm going to say buy this game. Buy this game, 100% buy this game. It is fantastic. You won't be out a lot of money. You'll get about 40 to 50 hours of gameplay on it. Not because the story takes that long, but because you're going to die and redo missions. It's fantastic. And once again, Bandai Namco got me. With that being said, guys, have a wonderful day and stay thrifty.